Well, May Musk, this is a true honor to be speaking to you today. I mean, I could go through your resume, your accolades, but I have to tell you, I have gotten so much out of your book, A Woman Makes a Plan, your memoir that you wrote. And tell me, first of all, why did you want to put the memoir? Why did you want to put this out there, the story of your life?
Well, everyone was asking me to write a book. Every time I'd go to give a talk, or I would post something on Instagram, or I'd be on a modeling job, they would say to me, you've got to write a book. Because when somebody would say, well, this is happening in my life, I said, you've got to make a change. You've got to plan now to make a change. And then they would come back to me and say, you changed my life. Because I did make a change. Because if you're in a bad situation, you need to make a change. So this literary agent, lovely lady from Toronto, she got me in touch. She came to New York. We went to see Penguin Random House. They signed me on to write this book. And so I said, what exactly do you want? They said, well, just describe your life and the lessons you've learned. And then not only did I described my life, but my twin sister and my two brothers were shocked about my life. They said I'd never complained because, when you're in an abusive marriage, you don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. But I got out of it. And then being financially strapped all the time. That's why when I so enjoy being a brand ambassador for Dress for Success, because I went through so many times when I would have needed them, but instead we did get secondhand clothes, and I just wore the same clothes over and over and made my own suit, I'm not that good at sewing, but I still made my own suit so that I could wear a suit as a dietitian.
Well, what's so interesting, and you just said this, that given that time in your life, you could have been a client of Dress for Success. And for these women, they come to Dress for Success to start that new chapter, to have a plan. Many of these women are veterans who have served our country, and they have all different kinds of circumstances. And you talk about that in the book. You talk about, modeling to make money, living paycheck to paycheck, the abusive marriage that you were in. I mean, that was very vulnerable to put that out there. And I think that makes you so relatable that no matter what you have today, what you have done, right? Your beauty, your stature, and the cover girl, and all of the supermodel, you've walked the walk. And I think that's really interesting to be able to share those really raw moments of abuse, of struggling to find money.
Yes, I shared the rare moments, and then I said to my editor, I think you should take them out. They're too sad. And she said, keep them in because women will relate. And women do relate to all different sections of my book because they say it's like my life, or my life was like that, or I'm going to change my life now. Actually, one said to me, I'm moving out. It's the last time my husband calls me a bad name for putting too much syrup on his pancake. I think we really should not mix with people who are cruel and nasty. I think we need to move on, and you plan it now.
Absolutely. In the book too, you talked about having a plan, and those words, you grew up with that saying. It was an South African saying, right? Something about a plan. Can you explain that to me?
Yes, it's a boer maak 'n plan, which means a farmer makes a plan. And it's not like a farmer plans everything. It means he has to be fluid because nothing goes right. And then he has to make a plan. And a boer is actually a man, but the point is that the publisher just thought that A Woman Makes a Plan would be a good title.
Absolutely. And it's ebbs and flows, just like our life too. The first chapter of the book, I think that's what sucked me in, is silver is the new blonde. And I think so many women can relate to this. Your hair is beautiful. I've got mine coming in. It's coming. No matter what we do, it's coming.
I think you're not old enough to have the gray white hair yet. Yes, I can see that.
But during quarantine, right, we couldn't get our hair done. And I think women are finding this now empowering to allow the silver, allow the gray to come through, and not necessarily hide behind the color, but feel like it's okay to show your true colors.
Yes, I had no idea that going white-haired, going natural, well, first of all, my hair is much stronger and richer because, of course, I'm not coloring it and it's not dry and frizzy anymore. And I had no idea that this would be then my calling card, because besides encouraging women of all ages to go white, actually teenagers even, trying to match my color, it's just, you need to still have a modern style, but it's people are loving it, and it's just giving me the best jobs ever. Cover girl at 69. I couldn't dream of that, or else I'd be a crazy lady.
Even at the beginning of your modeling career at 15, you were told by 18 you'd be done.
Well, that was the norm, that was the norm. But then I carried on. And then after my 3 children, I had 3 children, 3 years, then suddenly they needed mother of the bride in the runway shows. And they couldn't have an 18-year-old. So a 28-year-old would be perfect. I was the oldest model in South Africa. Funny enough, in my 30s, the other agencies would fly me around the country to be in runway shows because they needed an older model. And so they would pay my model agency just to have me in their shows.
It's so crazy. It is. Okay, I want to ask you, what do you think is an accessory or something that you love that you kind of lean to, whether you want to feel dressed up or feel good? Do you have like an heirloom or something that you always go to?
Lipstick.
Ah, I knew it.
Lipstick. It just brightens up your face and makes you smile.
What color do we need? We want to wear the
actually, it is a CoverGirl lipstick. Oh, I didn't look at the name.
Well, I'll make sure that we get that, because I think people are going to want to know. I want to copy you.
Okay. No, actually, Anna will get it for me.
Oh, perfect. I threw that one on you, so no problem.
No.
So, you were also in a Beyonce video. She's from Houston. So what was that like to be in a music video?
Well, I've been in music videos, but not as big as that one. Let me just... Provocateur.
Oh,
well, that makes sense.
It does.
Provocateur. Yeah.
I'm going to buy it now. I'm writing it.
Girl, provocateur. There it is, and there it is.
Perfect.
Good.
Perfect. So the video was awesome for you to be part of. That was pretty neat, right?
Wasn't it? It was the most magnificent outfit I'd ever worn. I mean, I'd never seen so many options of clothes. The wardrobe, B. Ackerland did the wardrobe. I've never seen a room that's so huge and full of clothes, magnificent. So mine was a Parisian gown, all right, and my train was 30 feet long. So somebody helped me with that. I couldn't walk in those shoes because the heels were 12 inches, but the platforms were 6 inches. Two men had to put me up on those heels. And all I could do was move my arms because I couldn't move. I couldn't walk.
Well, it was fabulous.
Absolutely
fabulous. Yes, yeah. I loved every second of it.
Thanks.
Okay, so there was kind of a big event that happened last Saturday that I know that you witnessed in Florida, the launch of SpaceX. Of course, your adoring son, Elon. Maye, tell me about the emotion that you felt at that launch.
Well, I'm always anxious before a launch, but for this launch with 2 astronauts, I just thought the whole of America is on Elon's shoulders, and SpaceX and NASA's, because it's huge. And so you're always a little anxious beforehand, but you don't want to show it because the engineers are talking and Elon is with them and they're smiling and all that. And I'm saying, okay, because I was in mission control, the family could be, I couldn't take photos. You're not allowed to in that area. And then I just see the backs of the engineers' heads and they're all on their computers. And then the launch takes place and it goes up and it doesn't wobble. It doesn't do anything. It goes straight up. It was such a relief. We just had the most fabulous dinner together that night. Just so happy. And yeah. And then
all along with
proud of Elon. We're all proud of Elon.
And at the end of the day, I mean, you're a proud mom. Let's not forget.
Yeah, proud mom.
Fantastic.
And the weird thing was that Tosca had her Passion Flix premiere, virtual one, on Thursday night. Kimball had the opening of his restaurant on the Friday night. And I had my book being published in Russia announcement at the same time. So we had these three little, I mean, they would be huge celebrations, but they were small compared to the launch. Elon just outdid us, and we were all happy for him.
Well, it seems like it was serendipity, right? It all kind of aligned together for that right reason. I also love this, getting back to your book, May, Live Dangerously Carefully. Explain that to me.
That was my father's saying, because we would go across the Kalahari Desert, which is very dangerous, but it was carefully planned. He would fly, he and my mom flew up Africa, across Arabia and Asia, across the sea to Australia and back in a single engine plane, no GPS, no radio, just a map and a compass. Now, to me, that is dangerous.
Right.
But he carefully planned it for whatever maps were available in the 50s, and he did it. He's the only person to ever do that. And he always wanted to do exploration, but he always planned it. So that's why it was Live Dangerously Carefully. And in the same way, I've moved to 8 cities to start my business, 3 countries, learning things from scratch. And people think that that's very brave of me. So it's not so much dangerous as it's just being brave. And I don't recommend it to anyone, because starting all over in a new city, in a new country, knowing no one, and rewriting your exams to register. Well, I had to as a dietitian. I don't recommend it. It's really hard. You struggle a lot, but it's what we did, you know.
It's a beautiful story. Your memoir is absolutely fantastic. And before I let you go, you know, I'm a mom of 2 boys myself. I also have a puppy. I know you love your puppy. I know. So any advice for us moms out there right now? I mean, I was raised by a single mom, divorced mom as well. And so I know.
Look at you now. And look at you now. Exactly. Yeah.
You know, there's so many of us when we're in the darkest moment, it's hard to see the light. And any advice that you can share for some of these women who might be feeling that darkness?
I would say this is a dark time. You need to just connect with friends and family, even if it's virtually like we're doing now. And you need to realize that you are not going to be able to have any luxuries for a while. You just need to focus on feeding your children and keeping them occupied, helping them with education, listening to them, seeing where they want to go, what fields they want to discover, have them help you in the home, help you cook, help you clean up, and just make them independent and let them follow whatever profession they want to explore, and educate them that way. Make them happy.
It's beautiful advice, just as beautiful as you, inside and out. We really appreciate your time. And if you're ever in Houston, come by and say hi to us. We would love to have you in studio.
Okay, because we definitely plan to come to Houston. The Four Seasons has been renovated, and that was part where Dress for Success had their virtual webinar, and definitely have plans.
Wonderful. Well, we appreciate you. And do we need to look for you in any new music videos, or what's next for May Musk?
Well, just my book is being published everywhere, so we'll post where we are in the news outlets around the world. And like I was just been in Vogue Russia, you know, which is really cool.
Yes.
What can I say? And so we have more Russian interviews in China and South Africa and all that. So that way, at least my book is getting to people who really need it. And each country says, why is it going to all these countries? They say their women are having the same problems that I had. And it will give their women hope. And if I can help with that, then I'm happy.
We appreciate your time, May Musk, and your insight. I've thoroughly enjoyed your book, and it was a pleasure meeting you via Zoom.
I know. Thank you.